What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. If you saw my last video, at the end of that video I said that the next video was going to be a little how-to on the motocross track. Unfortunately, my microphone took a dump. All the footage I took that day had no audio. Boy, I was really disappointed because I thought I did the best job I have done to date vlogging while riding motocross, which is not easy at all. Planning on going back to the motocross track tomorrow. I have another microphone and I tested it. It sounds okay, so we're going to try again, and that video hopefully will be out later this coming week. In the meantime, I watched a recent video that Prairie Boy 77 just published. I think maybe yesterday or day before. He basically kind of did a little challenge in his video where he talked about, in general, just having a positive outlook on life, and the way I believe everybody should look at life and the challenges that come before us. In his video, he basically picked 3 things that he likes about himself, and not in any kind of like egotistical way. It's just a way to kind of be positive and think positive, and when you do that, positive things will come out of it. Number 1, I love my work ethic, and I'm gonna say 2 things, but I kind of lump them together, right? My work ethic and the way I pay attention to details. I think the details matter in all aspects of life for the most part. I sweat the details. I'm a very detail-oriented kind of person. I'm pretty gnarly with my work ethic. I work all the time, and there's good things that come from that and there are bad things that come from that, but mostly I'm very happy with that part of myself. It has positioned me in good places in my professional career, in my personal life, motocross, all of these things. I don't make excuses. I keep my nose to the grind, and I keep pushing for the things that I want. I fight every day for the things that are important to me, and along the way, always paying attention to the details, man. The details make a difference, I'm telling you. So that's number 1. Number 2, very happy with my fitness level. I'm 45 years old. I work very hard on that. Again, pay attention to details. When I go to the gym, it doesn't matter if it's a push day, pull day, leg day, I keep track of which movements I'm doing, the amount of weight on the bar, number of reps, number of sets, and next week I push for more. And I don't understand, like, if you can't write that stuff down, how the heck can you apply any kind of progressive overload into your workout? I mean, you're not going to remember exactly what you did last week. Come on, lady. There you go. You're not going to remember that week to week to week, month to month, year to year. You've got to write stuff down. So again, back to those details, man. I pay attention to those details like crazy, and yeah, I'm writing down my workout multiple times a week, every week. There's a push day, there's a pull day, and there's a leg day, and I try and get at least 2 of those 3 muscle groups in twice a week. I just got done climbing a mountain. I try to do that once, maybe sometimes twice a week, depends on whether I ride motocross. It's pretty difficult to do all that strength training. That's 4 days a week, climb a mountain twice a week. And for those of you who don't know, motocross is a super physical sport. A lot of people don't think so because we have all that suspension, we have an engine, but I made a video about that. I wore a heart rate monitor. I climbed up the mountain with the heart rate monitor, and I wore the same heart rate monitor the next day when I went to go ride motocross. And it is not uncommon, at least for me, to be around 180 plus beats per minute while I'm riding motocross. That's not necessarily a good thing, I try and focus on bringing that down, but that's a whole nother discussion. That's not what we're here to talk about today. So let me get back on track. Where was I? My physical fitness. Yeah, so I work hard on that, just like I would do with my professional career, just like I do with this YouTube channel, just like I do with everything, man. It just, there's you know, there's no sense in doing something that has no risk and is easy, and there's no positive thing to the other side of that venture. If it's easy and there's no risk, there's no reward. And I mean, there are reward, you know, it's not 100% true in all cases, right? It always feels good, and you get some gratification from helping people, and sometimes that help is not something that you have to work hard through to get done, right? It could be as simple as stopping at a crosswalk and letting some old people with their little tiny dog cross the street. It's not a big deal. Anyway, physical fitness, that was the second thing. Number 3, and I think this is probably the thing that I like the most about me, and that is number 3, I am mentally tough as nails. I am mentally strong. I don't say this in an egotistical way. I'm not trying to say I'm better than you or better than anybody. Once I decide to pursue a goal, once I have accepted the risk, and I've decided to commit to doing whatever needs to be done to achieve that goal, all the words coming out of everybody's mouth, it's just background noise. And you know what kind of background noise I'm talking about. You'll never do this, you'll never be that, you can't achieve that, all that chit chat, in one ear out the other. But once I decide, it's over. All you got to do is just sit back, wait and watch. It will happen. Again, I'm not saying this trying to be egotistical. I'm just telling you this is how my mind works. When people try to talk me out of stuff, it just pushes me harder forward. When I hear those things, you can't do that, you can't do it that way, or you can't, you know, whatever the negative baloney that's coming out of this person's mouth. And the sad truth is, most of these people will be friends and family, and you know, maybe co-workers, and you know, people you see on a regular basis, right? Generally, it's not going to be a stranger. I don't know why that is. Never really thought about it. About 4 years ago, I broke my neck riding motocross. I wasn't doing anything crazy. It wasn't like some big crazy triple jump or anything that was like super high risk. It was kind of a dumb little crash. I hit a rock while I was braking. When you hit the brakes, you know, all of that weight goes to the front forks kind of collapse under trying to slow all that momentum down, and there just wasn't enough suspension left to soak up this rock. And the dumb thing is, I saw the rock, I just didn't think it was of any significance. I thought that I would actually be past it when I got on the brakes. I wasn't. Anyway, wasn't a big deal. I just hit that, went over the handlebars, and it was just really kind of the way I hit the ground, with basically my head. And I remember vividly to this day not being able to feel my arm, like in mid-crash, like I'm tumbling, and I remember thinking to myself, I can't feel my arm. Like it just like boom, just went away. It was just gone. Couldn't feel it. Kind of like if you ever slipped on your arm the wrong way, you cut the circulation off, and you wake up and it's just like this piece of meat hanging off your shoulder, and you can't really feel anything. It was kind of like that. Now I got super lucky. My fractures in my neck were just hairline fractures. I wore a soft neck brace for a few months, and I decided that I wasn't going to stop riding motocross. I couldn't. I can't stop riding bikes. To me, that's like death. And I already wear tons of safety gear. Yeah, they got neck braces and stuff, but a lot of those neck braces came out of an opportunity to make money. There were a couple of high-profile accidents, professional racers who suffered neck injuries, both of them far worse than what I suffered. All of a sudden, when that happened, a couple of companies took that as an opportunity to start making neck braces. The problem I have with the neck braces is there's absolutely no scientific, they're brand new, and there's no scientific data to say yes, undoubtedly these have reduced the number, you know, nothing like that, right? And had I been wearing a neck brace, everybody would be like, well, that neck brace probably saved your neck, right? And, you know, we'll never know because I wasn't. So I could make a whole nother video about that. But anyway, I already wear equipment. I'm not going to stop riding. So I thought the next best thing I could do is go to the gym and start strength training. What am I speaking English? Start strength training. Put some muscle on my bones probably is the next best thing I could do to help prevent future injuries. Funny enough, that was the first time I've actually fractured anything riding motocross or motorcycles at all. 45 years old, been riding bikes on and off since I was quite young. I've torn ligaments, both of my knees, both of my shoulders have AC joint separations. Anyway, I'm kind of drifting here, stay with me. The point is, what I fear most is living and not being able to do the things that I love. Mainly riding motocross, but riding motorcycles more in general, just like being outside and feeling alive, for lack of a better description. I spend 8 hours a day in a cube, and the human body is not meant to sit down 8 hours a day, 5 days a week. It's just not. And I live for these kinds of moments when I'm outside living the way I want to live. And my biggest fear is losing that and still breathing oxygen. So with that, even after I was able to ride again and my neck felt good enough, I don't know how long it was before I was able to ride free. And what I mean by that, sorry, still kind of hard to talk about. What I mean by that is I was riding, but I wasn't riding. I was going through the motions, and I was just riding around every turn on the track, scared. I went through that for, I don't know, I probably rode like that for a couple of months before before I could let go of my fear. That's just how long it took me. And try not to think about it, but eventually I finally just, I don't know how I got it out of my head, but I did. I had to let go of it because I couldn't keep riding around pretending like everything was cool. But in my head, coming around every turn, every jump, I'm thinking the wrong things, the wrong thoughts are running through my head. So eventually I got over it, let go of my fear, and now I am free again. Mentally tough. So those are my three things, man. Prairie boy, if you're watching this video, quick question for you. Is the number 77 of any significance, or were there just 76 Prairie Boys before you and you happen to be number 77? Just wanted to ask, just curious. So there you go, man. Those are my 3 things that I like about myself. I'm mentally tough. I always feel like I can do anything. It's never a question of whether I believe I can do it. It's a question of, am I willing to accept the risk, and am I realistically going to put the work in that's necessary to achieve that goal? Those are the 2 criteria I use to decide whether I'm going to pursue a goal or not. That's it. It's never a question of, can I do it? I know I can. Yeah, mentally tough, my work ethic, and my attention to detail. Lastly, physical fitness. If my kids could take 3 things from me and weave them into their life, those are the 3 things I would want them to take. Don't ever let anybody tell you what you can and can't do, period. I'm out. Please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, hit the notification bell if you want to know next time I upload a video. Hopefully no mic issues tomorrow. The next video after this one will be motocross, how to, selecting lines and turning your bike. Yeah, see you guys later. Oh wait, real quick, one thing. I'm gonna play at the end of this video here in a couple seconds one of my favorite motivational snippets that I listen to. I mean, I don't know how many times I've heard it. It literally still just sends chills down my spine. So I invite you to listen to it. It's only like 20-30 seconds long. Try to listen to every single word. Soak it in, man. Let it into your bones. It's good stuff. Peace.
Start waiting for your dream. Run towards your dream. Because the moment you stop running, the moment you stop fighting, is the day you will lose it. Don't wait for it. Continue to fight. Continue to taste of what you truly want out of your life. That dream is not going to wait and say, take a breather. It's going to say, come catch me. Catch me if you can.